do people think Friday Fun is? Playing with electronics. Yeah, let's actually look a bit at that screen, right? So the biggest thing I have that would be nice to throw out is actually a screen, right? And so this is the broken screen. Nothing happens when we start it. That was a tiny one. That was not the right one. There. Yeah, I think they're attached. That's good. So what are these? Okay, there's nothing underneath. That's odd. Like with one of these things here. Oh, there. So these are not attached to the plastic. Do you remember what we did last time? We opened one of these, a very similar one. That time we were fastening a piece of metal underneath here. We just had to split it on the edge. So, do I want to do that now? And that's the screen that my kid has in his room. Just confirming it's not the same one. So it's very nice now to be able to pull my drawers out the whole way. Some access stuff. Yeah, so I know what I did last time. I used guitar plectrums. This is like a fake one. Let's see if we can do this with this one. It has got a big handle, but it doesn't have a lot of like power. Yeah, I don't think these will work. I don't know even why I got those screwdrivers. I think I needed something special or something long ago. So it almost can stand on the edge, but not really. I might have fixed the screen before. Do I want to do this? Should we just throw it out? 2006. Oh, we can do it. So let's just grab the screwdrivers instead and start on the bottom side that's not visible and see if we can just be a bit violent and get it up easily. So let's start with this one. There, we heard a click, but we also broke like the plastic look of stuff, right? So that was so shake. What a shake. So the edges are the hardest thing, right? So all the dust that are falling down on the screen, can you see? And when they click, it was just going like crazy. So yeah, I really need the other edge too, but I made this little mark here, right? So I wanted to see if I can do this without... Well, it's better to have a mark here rather than having a mark on the screen, so... Come on. Click. There, we got the corner. When we have two edges, then it's much easier. So now we can like push it a bit there. So why not just use screws, guys? They could have used screws. It might not have been mega pretty. I guess the problem for them is that it would have been a bit tight, right? So I might care more about that. So it's out. I'm just looking for the other screwdriver there. So very dusty. So we're just gonna turn it over and let it like fall out here. Because this is the only way it's attached. Very odd. So this is what fell off on the other one. So these plastic pieces here that hold these in place, and one of them were broken on the other screen. It was similar. I think it's bigger though than this one. So next we have the side. Let's actually put it so it's resting in the there. Maybe we actually need this removed. So for this, I'm actually going to start my phone, which is now at 100%. And I'm going to take a photo of this cable that I'm going to remove. Because you don't want to like chance, right? Even if I don't want to have to bring up this video. So I'm just taking a short, quick picture. Because it's much quicker than anything else. As long as my phone had been on, we would have been done long ago. So is this Friday fun for anyone else? I'm so happy I did the cleaning though. It wasn't the most fun stream, was it? But it was very, very nice to have it done. So let's see here. I'm so tired. So if I were to happen to see, I just remember the Submarine Security said he'd be streaming late today. I don't know what late is. Oh. We have other people on. Well, so it started. So I'm gonna take a photo here. Of first this, then this. Let's actually like zoom in there, so that we have good photos on where the keyboard was attached before. And I'm not gonna pull. We take it careful with the connector there. Let's pull this carefully too. So, and then we can get rid of the plastic bits, so we can access the very edge here. Where the metal is covering too far, it's down underneath this edge, right? So that's why we need this gone. So it's not that there's a lot of places to put the keyboard, it's just it's always nice to have it very clear and obvious what you've been doing. So actually my phone keeps clicking my preview. So so this one obviously opened already. So these are so tight. Yeah, so that one is possible to open because this one clicked up, right? So we have to get the other one up too. Yeah, I think it probably could have done it without removing all the plastic, but it's easier to have more access. So it's very dusty everywhere in the screen. So now we have this. Yeah. And this one is screwed there. So I want to access the boards that are underneath all this metal. So let's just lift this edge up so we can see how is this attached here. Is it like in the holes here too? Can we like squash in between here? We can. So I'm just pulling it. There, now it's out. I'm not sure if that was anything but just I could have lifted too. So we're going to remove these cables, and of course it's very carefully take an image here too. Oh gosh. I keep getting casino messages. Because I, for a short time, worked with such a company, and I never gambled on anything ever, so it is quite annoying. Quite annoying. So this one is marked not with one, but let's do both ones more. So before we pull the cables out, that's how I got the other one out on the side. So oh look, this one is loose too. Why does this always happen? Oh well, might as well do these first. So as we remove the metal, these are like in the way, on the wrong side of it. There? Yeah, so it's like a bit stuck there. So now it's like on the side. Right. So maybe we should start with this one. Or maybe we shouldn't. So all the metal seems to be tied together. So we really need to start with these, so we can lift it up. Yeah, we don't really have to remove this one, but these ones we need. Yeah, I think possibly that's what we need to do. Lift this one, right? There. They're very, very uncomfortable. Maybe with the nails. So there. So So now we can lift this one. There. So this seems very tight. This is glued. So I guess I support it with my tummy. So we have 3 screws here. So let's actually go medium on this, right? So screw. So I'm putting it on the post-it in the corner. That one is probably different. So there. So let's see, it's still stuck. Yeah. So maybe we should pull out the microscope too, right? What did I press now? I'm just gonna plug in the microscope. So the board is this way is loose. So there. Oh yeah. So this is what a bad capacitor looks like. Demo time. So the reason that this screen is not working is a bit obvious, right? So I don't think any of them looks good. They're all messed up. So if we happen to have ones of these values, we can just replace them. And we would also replace this one if we happen to have that one, but it looks kind of okay. We'll have to look at it better, right? So the board is attached by only this cable here. We only have this cable. So we can get some easier access. I'm sure if we just remove this. So we need a tinier screwdriver. There. So now we have the little board. So let's look at this one too, but I'm kind of thinking it's probably fine. So I'm assuming I'm going to put it back at once. So yeah, this not good. Medium. So I think this bit of it is good. We could have left those screws on there. Could have left those. Let's just put this back. And then we can fold this over. So the screen itself, the gloss of it, we can move that out of the way. So let's make sure the cables are not damaged. And we're going to put this bit back. So if I'm gonna put this on the floor or something, I want the plastic in between. Ouchie. So there. And I can't see anything with these annoyingly old eyes, right? Yeah, let's just put this on the drawer there. That's good. Stable. So we have the little board, which is very dirty too. And we're gonna want to remove the plastic so we can solder on this. And yeah. So this is why I have a paintbrush, because we can, instead of just like wiping it with something, we can just get rid of some dust. So much less dirty. So to get this the plastic bits out, let's actually do like a high degrees. Should we switch to this Foley? So, oh yeah. The table is now dirty instead. So, let's take the opportunity to wipe a little of the dust thereof. And this is the power cable for the screen. Other screen. So there. So we have these little plasticky thingies there. So these we can push out, and let's see if we can turn it so you can see. There's like a hole in the middle there. So we should be able to, if we press it together, we should be able to push it out through the hole. So it's getting through there a bit. So it can be on the plastic. That's fine. So we're doing this so we can solder on the underside of it. God, I don't get a good grip. So let's try here instead. So the last one. So there. I'm actually slightly wiping this. So there. So it wasn't that very extremely dirty actually. I did put the back plastic of it on the there. So I just noticed that this was very dusty too, right? So let's just get rid of some of the dust. So it just looks a little bit fresher. So probably all over the desk again. And this is why this part of my desk is all scratched up. See if you can see here. This is all the the underside spikiness of the boards. So I'm kind of thinking that this one is probably okay. And I don't think I have one of those. Maybe I do have these. So we have 4 capacitors, and the value, let's see if they're the same. So let's rotate the board until we find information. Was it anything here that I just missed? So I just read the temperature. Yeah, so it's not there. So but here I can see the same. C630. Is that all of the information on it? No, there we have it. 1000 microfarads, 25 volts on this one, furthest from or closer to the metal. What's closest to the metal? And then it looks the same there. 1000 microfarads on this one. 1000 microfarads, 16 volts. And the last one, 1000 microfarads, 16 volts. So we need 4000 microfarads, 16 volts. That's what we need. So let's just write that down. So I did flex the switch screen. Oh. So 1000 microfarads, 16 volts, electrolytic capacitors. That's what we need to fix this one. Now let's actually check what the other one is too. The big one. Could we see this? So it's like underneath. We could bend it up to check, but you know, the other ones are so poofed, right? They're so poofed compared to these. So I'm just thinking we'll remove these, right? And then we will see if I have them, otherwise we'll have to order them. So we need I need to get the soldering iron out from under the desk here. First of all, there. So this one we can just throw away. I have like a little random box. So these we can actually put back on the screen. Let's actually do that. So I'm gonna do that without putting it back up on the table because I can reach it here, and there's no reason why we would like misplace these for no reason, right? Let's just put them back. Making that board stable. So I'm just using finger power now, and I'm gonna tighten them at the end with the pliers. I've never had to use tools with these, even if it's like oh, this little leaves, it's not really right. see. Yeah, we can actually do the last bit on the desk because I can't reach as well and see as well when it's down on the drawer. So it kind of looks a bit dirty here too. So we used this screen some time ago, but it was quite some time ago. But we could also, if there were there's some power in here, we could just short them before we touch stuff, because they could store a charge for a bit. But I'm assuming that they didn't, right? But now they're all shorted, so yeah, we can easily see them on the board. So if you go back to the microscope, you can see the circles, right? So on the underside of the circle, they are marked out very easily. Let's see if I can find them there. So here we have, and there's one. So, trying to make the picture better. This is kind of cool that it's marked on the back side of the board. So what I'm a bit curious about is if this is visible on the metal underside. So I can't really do that, right? Because it's attached. So I'll have to fold it into the drawer thingy. I can't do that. So this was also a bit cool that you have a tinier board, a green one, attached, right? So to check the whole board out a bit. Oh, there's also a tinier electrolytic one there. So these are the ones that look like a mess. Some people say just replace all of them. So there we actually found another one. So we can see it's bent, right? It's not straight. So this one too. Let's just pull this one up. It's like glued or something. Let's use a screwdriver instead. Come on. There. So it was glued down, and now we should be able to read 470. I'm kind of sure I have 470 for some reason. So let's get this back. Little notepad here with the screws. And 470. Let's actually have it up here. Gosh, I can't use the mouse. So I'm like, where's the microscope? There it is. And this is 4 times. And then we have 1 times 470. Very pretty. Microfarads. 25 volts. So we'll have to desolder that one too. So if we actually order, we can see that that one was also like, it wasn't totally popped, and we can see the insides of it, but it was also like visibly bent at the top. This one looks okay, and it's easy to pull this apart, right, to test it. But if I were to order, I would order all of them, right? So this one, it feels very flat, not affected by any like visible degradation, but this one is visibly bent. So, but if I have to order, I will like order all of them. So let's check if we can see what these are, right? Let's go full microscope on this again, and let's see the tiny one. It's over here in the corner. Yeah, so we can see it's actually 47 there. So we have a 47 microfarads, 25 volts. And it's one of those. And it looks okay. And then I'm just looking with my eyes quickly so I don't miss any others, because I really didn't see those first. So to see the values of these, we can see it here. Good. So if you just put the board on the edge, so this is the big one. So 100. Let's just fix the focus. There. 100 microfarads. 1 times 100 microfarads. 450 volts. Right? So we need 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 capacitors, and I'm sure the screen will work when we replace at least these 4 and this one. It will probably work then, but if we replace all, I'm sure, right? So, kind of pretty board. It's a pretty board, and with the underside too, with all the circles. So, where's my thumb? There. The circles there, right? C 611, 612. It wasn't like 1 or 2 this. So we're gonna get the soldering iron. I'm gonna use my hobbies because it's simple and it's here and it beeps, unfortunately. And mine has like a broken tip. So oh, it died again. So we have the microscope, I guess. I worry about that. Why did that happen? I guess it didn't get full time to charge there. So let's get the paper out of the way. Let's get the board. And I'm just quickly going to check that this is the first one. And we don't really have to like even look on the other side of the board because they have so nicely marked out which one it is for us. Right? And we can see, oh, this is not it. This is this component, right? Here. You can see it's like a little coil there. And then we have capacitor. So I'm just gonna, there's something moving on my screen, which is annoying. So let's have this one instead. There. So, so the soldering iron is warm. We're gonna need my soldering thingy. Right, we should get the fan too. Whatever. It's not finished. the project is not finished. Should finish. So let's just remove the solder from these first, and probably right, we need some water. So I'm just gonna. That wasn't very pretty because I missed where I was pouring the water. There. I can pour it somewhere else. Like all over the desk. So now there's at least some on where I wanted it to be. So that's not a lot of noise. Well. So if it doesn't melt, I will just add some solder. Let's add some. Or maybe we should do flux instead, right? Let's try that instead. So I got this kind of recently now. So let's see. No, that's the spare ones. It's so annoying to have a keyboard that's in the way for everything here. So that's the keyboard in the way, and my arm in the way of the camera. So this is what happens when you clean stuff. So found it. Some things go the opposite way of the cleaning and end up approximately where you might want them, but not exactly. So now we're going to compare the different kinds here, right? And also see, these are from AliExpress, cheap. But there's still two types, and they say Amtech, but we don't know, right? They're from China. So let's put some here. And let's put another sort on this one, right? There. So, and then we're gonna grab this again, and I almost can't see that far. Yeah, I'm thinking, should I increase the temperature? We'll see. So, does it melt? This is not helping. I just get the smoke from the... So... Oh. Yeah, it just smells horribly. Yeah. Let's actually just... Yeah, so let's just try this as a test too. Well, this was much better because it doesn't smoke as much. Then it's still not melted though. Yeah, so we're going to put some solder on there as I usually do. Just wanted to see if that was good enough. So I know that this is not perfect either, this tip. So this screen is from quite long ago. So there. So we got most of that out. So I think it's actually melting now. I increased the temperature a little bit. So this old solder can be a bit of a mess. So is there a bit left? Yeah, a little bit left there. There's still a little bit left. So we actually going to grab something, and I think I can reach it without looking, and just pull down here. Yeah, so here it is. One of the very obviously bad ones. So let's just solder a bit on these pads so they look pretty. So there's a clear hole in that one. There's a bit more metal on this one. So let's see if we can grab some of that. So it's just the soldering hanging out of the solder sucker there. So one is off here. It's still a bit warm. Let's do the next one. You can see how the solder got stuck. So now it should have a better connection. Come on. That angle I think is best. So we still have a bit here. So if we had a lot, I know that some people prefer using like wick, and I think it's horrible. So also the soldering iron is starting to get warm. So I don't know, this one didn't want to be sucked up as good as the other one. That reminded me, I started watching a Netflix series that I usually don't watch a lot, so it'll probably be long since I finish it, but it was fun, Ghosts. So, let's see. Well, let's just grab this one. It's too warm to touch with your fingers now. Remember that. So just grab it with something else. And it's off. It might just fall out when you do this too. So, but these ones I had to grab. So then we have the next one. We see the symbol. That's the right one. So let's get some solder here too. So try to stir it around a bit here with a more easily solved other one. So I think there's a bit of solder here that's like in an odd shape too, right? But I think there's still a hole enough. Maybe we should get some more here. Oops. I was like adding to it instead. I don't want to add to it. I think it's good enough, really. Let's do this one. So moving it around a bit. So we could just pull them out with heating it, but it would be a bit finicky to get both sides at once. But we could just pull it back and forth. Oh, this one actually fell out. See? It just fell out, and we can see how bent it is. So do the next one. So I was gonna grab it and there was nothing to grab. So I need better soldering tools. Like this tip is also a bit like not very good. As you can see, it doesn't really stick. So now it's much prettier, but not like perfect. So let's melt that. Come on. Melt, melt, melt. There. So imagine having to do with the wick and it's just horrible. So a little bit. Come on. I want that to stick there, thank you. Wakey, little solder. Come on and wakey there. So I almost tried to put this hole on the tip of the this one is still here. So let's I'm grabbing it just with the pliers, heating these a bit again as I pull slightly. So I need, of course, to keep the bit that was stuck still there. So we have those 4 off. So let's just check these pads. There seem to be holes, right? That's what we want. So all of the ones we can see holes, and the pads are nice and whole. So what I've been thinking is that maybe I broke the tips of my soldering iron with the, what do you call it? I can get it later. The metal thingy-majoo. Yeah, so I didn't use that before with my soldering iron. So let's do this one now. This. So I will just grab the board and turn it over. And this spot doesn't have a little round circle, right? But it is the same spot where we have this. So we'll later be able to grab it from the side there if we need to. So these two, and we can see the little icon there, or symbol. So oops, there's solder again in the suction thingy. So yeah, so some solder. There. So much solder on my table now. So let's lift it up. I'm grabbing the... oh, it was just loose. So loose already. Now we have an important thing to mark where this actually was, right? So this is not the ones that was on all the places. So if we look back on the board, the glued spot with a bent one, we will see this afterwards, and we will have this left, and we will see that the glue was on this one. But still, let's be careful and not forget. We can even write 470 here, right? So 470, right? So we can see that, and the board is warm. So, and all of these are 1000. So let's see. There. So all of these. Ouch! My thumb hurts. That's odd. Yes, I've been pressing the button like lots of time. It feels like I kind of like squished too much. Pressing this button in an odd angle on the side of the thumb. So these are all 1000.
Fixerbot says.
New follower Troika76.
Welcome in.
Less than 3.
In. We're fixing a screen. An old Samsung one. Then let's see. We have a tiny one over here, right? So the tiny one, we can't really miss which one it is. Should we just remove all of them? Let's do that, right? So sticky goo. That will never just fall off. Let's get a knife. So how are you doing? Troika76. So I usually have a more normal camera, but we've been like building computers on the floor or messing with computers on the floor, so the battery's out. So I can probably start it in a bit again. So there. It's loose. So this one will be harder to... So I'm feeling it underneath, and I can see the little circle here, right? So this is the one we want to remove. And there's metal here, so it's hard to reach this direction. So let's just get some... I'm gonna unroll some more solder for this. And we're gonna get some soldering iron. Glasses down. So I'm just trying to get my brain to connect where this actually is. Yeah, up here. So I'm gonna use another finger to push the button now, so my thumb gets some rest. So I felt it was out here, right? So it's bent the leg. Let's see if I can like push it with. Yeah, I think it's straight now. So when you place them, you kind of separate them if you can, and if you're a human. So this one is also bent out to the end. So I'm just getting rid of some solder from the section. There. So what do you think? Will it just fall out? So to change the angle of this with no, the wrong one. So I really don't want to touch this very much, but I think it might just be enough to just pull this out. Yeah, so it was out already. So we started with just writing down which components we need to get. And if you were not here earlier, it is a bit obvious that what I assumed when I started opening this one, that these are the bad guys, the capacitors. And you can see how they have like opened up a bit, and there's actually been liquid going out of there. So that's not a good thing. And this monitor is from 2006, I think, but I don't want to lift it all up again. So this is the back side of it. So you can just see. Here, this is the screen, 2006. Yeah. So there's only one left. This looks flat and nice, but as we know, this is also from 2006. We could replace it. And I'm kind of thinking this is fun. So this is also glued. Let's just see if we can wiggle a bit. So there, a big one. So it's not like we have to write down where this was, right? That's a bit of different measurements than the other ones. And we can't even put the board down anymore, right? But we can very clearly see which points. I'm folding it a bit underneath there again. There. So we have these points here. Gosh, I have had this in my ear for 8 hours and 49 minutes, obviously. Oh, that's some time that. I'm thinking if the power will run out. We'll see. Tell me if I can't hear you. So let's. So I do this a few extra times, like and there's usually full stuff out, you know, all the solder pieces, a bit dried up. I can show you in a bit. Let's do this one first. Alright. So let's put some solder there. So this one is much bigger. So it will like absorb more heat. Let's just get some more there since it's big. So I think it is all liquid. So let's see. And there, I could also feel this big hole this time. So I think it's all up. Oh, here you can see the solder sticking out there. So, and when I push this down all the way, the metal little bit there will almost, let's see if I can show you, will like kind of poke out there at the end. Yeah, here's the pieces. So let's grab some more solder. Yeah, I think I need to clean this a bit. So let's see if we can melt this now. It's quite a big puddle. So now it's just like so let's just this will be warm now. It's not mega warm though. I could actually touch it. So I might need some more solder. I'm trying to pull it slightly while heating the upside, but yeah, I think that was the right direction. So on the side. So I know it's blurry, sorry. Come on. Yeah, I need to get some better soldering iron. So there. Part of it is melting. It's melting. There. Pulled it out while it was melted. This is a kind of tiny tip too. It's still stuck. So now This is seriously too funny. Can't melt it. There. One end is fully out of there now. So the other one, fell. So the big one. Let's see if we can clean this a bit. Clean the tip. Melt a little solder. Melt this whole area. So now it's kind of like all melted and suck it all up. So let's do the same thing with this. Add a little solder. Melt it all. There. So now it's all prepared. So I have quite few electrolytic capacitors that are actually new. I have a few desoldered ones. And the question is it worth it for this old monitor, right? It's always good to have a spare monitor. So let's solder bits. So the whole board is a bit warm here now. So I like wanna switch to the other camera, but we have all of the capacitors. We have 4 here, and we have a little one over there, and we have one here and one here, and that's a 470. And it's kind of similar to these. That's why I wrote it down. And then when I was still writing, I thought I'd put that. But it's not like we're gonna mix a tiny one and the big one up, right? So I'm just thinking if we should remove this. It can be there. So let's see if we can get a camera running again. So we also tested these, and they didn't help much with the desoldering, so I just did my normal adding some solder, and it's much easier. So the old ones, I'm just gonna wipe all the, now you can see the pile here, right? So we have so much, I'm like seriously much. A mess. And there's goo here, so that's the soldering paste. So best cleaning material. Let's see if the little baby wipes can take this. It's really like destroyed the material of the desk. Yeah, I should have like something underneath when I do this. So I think it's actually clean. So, can clean even that. It's a bit more sticky. At one bit there. Oh yeah, it's still gooey too. That's annoying. So, let's see if we can get the camera started again. Oh, it's still warm? Ah! It just went black before. Well. So, I don't think we need the microscope, or do we? Maybe we need it. So let's actually hop up to the screen, and we're gonna search for these. And let's put them in the spot here. Right? So we also wrote down what we want. But I'm kind of thinking it's more fun to actually see them while we search for them. Maybe they're better there because then you can see. So we know that we need a keyboard to type. So I'm just gonna clean up a bit. So we need a screwdriver to put it back together, but that won't be exactly now. Or maybe we'll put it back together. I'm gonna go a quick tour into the other room and just check and see if I have any of these.
Undercover programmer says hello.
didn't find anything. I didn't look among my used ones, so desoldered from stuff. So let's put it there.
Undercover programmer says I come here late, but if you don't mind, what are you making?
So we have this board here. Let's see. Let's zoom out again. So this board is the insides of a screen, a monitor, a Samsung one, and the capacitors here. They look like this. So let's see. So can you see that this one doesn't look very good? There's like liquid coming out of it. These are also bad. So they don't look very pretty, right? So the screen didn't work anymore. And we fixed it. So now we're gonna buy new ones to put in it. So it's we're taking all of the electrolytic capacitors, even though these two kinda looks good. So the next step is to just find some cheap ones online, right? But I don't want to order from somewhere like AliExpress where it will take weeks. Now we'll have the screen in the room just like a big mess. Let's actually turn off the soldering iron now. We might do some more soldering. We have a tiny project, a cable that we're gonna solder, and maybe we'll do something else afterwards. It all depends on how late it gets. So we have a note with the values too here that we wrote before we removed it. So these are just the screws. So we need 1000 microfarads 16 volts, 470 microfarads 25 volts, 47 microfarads 25 volts. It looks okay, I wrote there, and then it's this is a big one, 100 microfarads 450 volts. So
Undercover programmer says, do you have a knowledge in this field?
6, 7. I've done this before. So, yeah. So, but you don't really need any knowledge for this. You just desolder the ones that look bad and you replace them. And then it usually works. So, it's a very simple thing to fix a screen that's gone black. I'm going to search in Swedish, if I remember the name in Swedish. Yeah, I'm not good at maybe I searched for this before. Kondensator.
Undercover programmer says BCS you can make some program that run on your board.
We have other
Undercover
boards
programmer
for that.
says you can make a brand.
So this board we can
Undercover
make stuff
programmer
for.
says or some product.
This is an ESP.
Undercover programmer says if you are interested.
Yeah. I do programs. I do programming too. Is there something else, like something special you wanted to make? Let's actually copy this. And then we're gonna search for this. And the price in Swedish. Then we'll see Electrokit, Conrad. Bought my oscilloscope from them. Hi-Fi Kit. So we got 3 sites. No alpha. Electrokit and more. So car parts expert. Fan store. Price runner. Find the best prices. So these are usually not that expensive. The freight is usually yeah, electrolytics standing, and so we want one with 450 here. So should we actually measure it too? They don't have it. Oh, I did nanofarads. Yeah, that's wrong. We want microfarads. Not 100. There. I was like, what? They don't have it? So the size of it let's like measure it a bit. I guess it doesn't matter. They're like similar, but this is a big one. So this is definitely like 4 centimeters. So this one says snap in, but we want the legs to bend, right? So we need this one. You can't stand. So we need, it's actually 100 Swedish crowns, so $10 for this one. So let's quickly check what it is on AliExpress. As this is an old screen, you know. It's from 2006. Oh, I didn't even type the full name. I misspelled it. So this is usually where I buy most electronic stuff. So is there some special program you want to make, Undercover Programmer, or something like that? Ha! I almost clicked allow. I don't want to get notifications from anything. Ever in Windows. It's so annoying. So now I can use English. Capacitor 100. Will it understand UF? I'm kind of assuming, right? And 450 volts. And I misspelled it. Did I? No? They don't match any products. So let's go back. I did do something bad with my spelling. Capacitor 100 UF, and then there's 450 volts again. So since it was 100, you know, I'm kind of like, I don't think that's worth it. So we can get it for 20 here. So let's do free shipping price. So this didn't work, did it?
Undercover programmer says it seems like they sell them as packs.
Yeah. So this is 5 of them, but we only want one, so but it's probably an okay size. So here's 100. Then you get them for 5 each. That's not bad. So what's this then? Why is this price lower? So we have because it was the wrong one. So kind of low, I'm assuming, 450 volts. 450, 10 UF, 100 UF. This is 20 of them for 153. So this would be more expensive, right? We would get 20, but we would also get more, a higher price than the one we had. So I'm gonna open this in the new. Let's just look at these. 16, 1,000. So you mean these look identical? It's kind of nice if it looks identical. So 1,600. I don't know, are there other ones not aluminium? Maybe they're not the same sort for some reason. So these are the 1,000.
Well, only if we pay an enormous fee to dig up the road, put fiber into it and put it back together. There is literally a run of fiber on the other side of the road.
Oh, yeah, so in the country house, they had like, before we were the ones who had the house, they had like, everybody could buy it very cheap, fiber. And so the one who had it before us said no, which is my hubby's mom. She said no, and now it would be too expensive to buy. So that's annoying. You could have gotten it for extremely cheap. So there's also like digging fees and stuff there. So 25 volt, 47 microfarad. We only have this 20 pack, right? So let's add that to the cart. And then we have, we also need 470 here. Let's add that one to the cart. So this one doesn't have 450. 450. No 1,000 here, right? So we need also let's check the little list here instead, because I made a list of them all, right? So this is a big one, and let's look at this is a 47 one. And one of these, this one that's a bit shorter, that's a 471. And then we have four of this one.
I think it's about 2K just to get it to our building without actual installing and hardware. That's just the fee to get the road open and closed again.
Yeah, that's crazy, and it's probably the same for us. But we'd also have to like hire a thing to dig into the. This is on the countryside, so it's a bit from the road to the house, like across a field or in the road. Maybe it's not like paved roads. So do you live there? You said when you're there. So this one we got on the list. We got those on the list. Let's like double check them all, right? Let's actually remove the ones that they don't look right. The yellow green ones. So these three are from this, and then we have this one. It's an electrolytics one. Electrolytic. So this is obviously a different value, so I'm assuming it's bigger. Color black. I just wanted to see if we could see if it's looks like the picture, but I guess. And here we could see 100, 450, 450, 100, 18 times 30. So it is smaller than the one we have, but it is not like crazy much smaller. And it's not like the image here, which is, well, I guess it is this image. It's just so big text. I guess it's the image actually. So 450. We do have 450 here too. 100. Is this the right one? Yeah. So if you can order them all in one, they will come in one package from one delivery place. And it will be much easier to get it. It is worth like 10 Swedish crowns to get that. It is the half the amount. No, it's one less because this was
So the
5,
most stable
right?
we can get is that directional thing. Cellular is garbage, unstable, and also bad reception inside the house. DSL was cut during construction 20 years ago, so it's the same fee like with fiber,
So we had,
but
like,
a different
one of
ISP
these
would do
before.
it, and maximum available, if it weren't cut, was like 12 Mbit down 1 up.
Okay. So we used to have this wireless to like a mobile antenna over there. So on the window like this. So it's kind of nice not to have that anymore. So the whole area, we did the thing together to get a good price. So it was like okay, very okay price. And I think they forgot to charge us part of it too. So okay, 20 years ago. So, I mean like 96, 97? No, actually like 2000. When I like moved from my parents. I lived in Ireland first, and then when I moved back to Sweden, I lived with my parents again, and when I lived alone again. So it was like I had in the apartment, I don't know if it was 10, it was fiber in the apartment back then. So that was nice. I don't know if it was 10 or 100, like both directions, you know? That's nice. So let's confirm that I didn't do anything strange here. And I know you can't see the side there because of the microscope. Let's actually remove it. So I think we're done with the images. So we have 4 types. We have 4 types we need. So let's go to the card and check it out if it's correct. So we can't see here, can we? Yeah, here 450, 100. So 450 volts, 100 microfarads, and then we have 25, 470 microfarads. Then we have 25, 47 microfarads, and then I happen to get 20 of these for these prices. And then we have the 1000 microfarads, and this one, which we actually need 4 of, we get 10. So 16 volts. So obviously other stuff is